Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today to do a little design team project for the Junk Journal Studio. I have chosen to use some of the pages, just a couple of them. There are 34 pages in this kit, FYI. This is the Vintage Tea Card Mega Pack. And I've chosen one page of florals and one page of these vintage ladies. And, you know, there's some different themes here. Some, Victorian style, some Art Nouveau, some Asian style, Japanese specifically, and just all sorts of different vintage and pretty kind of things. So in this collection, there are black and white and color cards. There are several different themes, including obviously what you see here, floral, ladies, I'd say generally vintage, birds, butterflies. I'm probably forgetting some. There's also a backing sheet to back your cards onto if you want to, print them double-sided. You can if you want to use them for tiny journal cards. But my project today is going to be a little bit different. So here are the pages I'm using, and I'm just going to take a quick moment to just cut these all out. So it'll be the exact same things you see, just all cut out. I will do that and come right back and we'll get started on this fun project. So these are all cut out now and they are so pretty. They look even prettier all cut out here. So my project today that I was thinking about when I was thinking about tea cards, it got me thinking about cards in general and how a lot of people, always talk to me about vintage playing cards. I've had so many conversations about vintage playing cards on YouTube because a lot of people like to find them or they can't find them or what have you. So it got me thinking about these ugly cards. So whenever I'm thrifting, I'm always looking for pretty playing cards, and sometimes there's just some random playing cards. So I was thinking about how to make random playing cards kind of interesting, and also to pair them with something fun, like a tea card, another kind of a card. So what I was thinking we could do is this. So you see you have this little image here, and obviously you get your special kind of cards like this that have the frames, and then a lot of the other ones don't. But I think with each of the cards, right, you can think about the kind of shape that they have. And they all have something in common, that they've got these characters here and then sort of a rectangle in the middle. So it got me thinking about making a little door that would open to this. So what I think I would like to do is this. So I'm going to grab a pencil and just line this up here. And this one's going to be my template because I've got the queen here in this frame. And the pencil's not going to matter here in a sec. It's not going to matter, but that's what I'm going to use as a place to create a little fold. So then I need a couple things. One, I need my knife. And I need the glass to cut on. So we'll bring my glass up here. Oops. Let's get that sitting flat here. So then all I need to do is cut out along this line. And then we'll fold this back right on that little scored kind of pencil. Well, it's not scored, but it's just a pencil line. Okay. Like so. So then that will be my door. Now, what I need to do first, though, is I need to cover up the back of the door with something. It doesn't really matter. It can be a scrap. So let me grab some kind of a scrap here. Is this big enough? Not quite. Here we go. Something hopefully that will go with this. I think those go nicely together. So then just take your card and you're just going to glue this back area of the door to cover that up. And then plunk your scrap on there. And then come on out and clip off the excess around the door. And if you were using like a cuter card, you wouldn't even have to do this, right? Or even like a plain card that's just a regular kind of, you know, like the red pattern or the blue pattern, like the typical kind of, you know, Hoyle's suit kind of cards that you see most often. Those would look really pretty. And maybe I will grab a couple of those too to play with this. But I first wanted to just kind of demonstrate to you, if you've got this ugly kind of card and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Well, now you do. So then I'm just going to take another scrap like this, and I'm going to glue down my T card here, right there. And then on the back of here, we will glue the rest of this card to glue down our door. Okay, so that frames that. And close it up. And then I was also thinking it might be kind of cool to, you know, kind of decorate this in a bit of a random way. And I'm just going to grab a couple of things. Give me one moment. So I just grabbed a few different little sprays. Now these are just sprays that I've made in different ways. So this is acrylic paint and water, and these are made from old markers and alcohol. And I was thinking it might be kind of nice to just experiment with spraying these a little bit before I cut this out. So I will just do that. Oops. Oh, I'll get that later. Somewhere my little cap fell on the floor. Oh, there it is. I'll get it after. So I'm just going to do a couple little splattery sprays. Not a ton, just a little bit. I want to add a little color. And then I'm going to see, because, you know, some cards are papery and some are plasticky. So I'm going to see how this bit of spray, that's why I didn't do too much, how it will work. It looks like it's going to work nicely. And I chose like this pinky color because the card itself is pink inside. So it's like a fun little way to do things. Yeah, and that dried cute. So then we've got our door here. It opens up. Then we'll just cut this out. Okay, then you've got this fun little card, and on back, oopsies, move my gluey paper out of the way. You've got a journal card, so it's blank on back. I just need to hit it with my kneaded eraser because I put it down on a gluey page. Silly, silly me. Don't do what I do. Just do what I say. There we go. Let's get rid of those little bits of glue. That's the nice thing about kneaded erasers, is they're really great at like picking up all the little glue bits. Okay, so yeah, that's a nice sturdy little journal card with a little door. So fun, right? So that's that one. Then for the ones where you don't have that template, it's pretty much just as easy. And you can decide, like, so the T cards, being the size that they are, you know, they fit right inside this. So cute. So I think you can really just use this as like your guide, or, you know, you can do what I did with the last one, and that's just, you know, lay it down on here, and you can really trace around it if you want to and use that as cut holes. So for this one, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to trace around. And again, like, you don't have to worry about the pencil because you're cutting right there. So we'll move our card to the side here. It's also very easy to cut, and it doesn't seem to try to like fray or anything, which is great. Let me just pull it up. And then once you've cut it, you know, you just fold it right at the logical kind of spot there. There we go. And if you do get a little extra cut spot like that, you can just snip it off. Not gonna matter. Then we need to, again, glue our little door. And if you want to, you can glue the whole thing at this stage and then just recut your slit again. Or if you really wanted to be smart, you could back the whole thing first and you wouldn't have to. But I don't mind doing this because I like using little scraps on the door. I think I'll use some of this dyed paper on this door. And I might do the same thing. Well, let's try just gluing the whole thing and cutting the slit again and seeing how effective that works. Then we'll do another one where I cover the whole back first. We'll see what like kind of difference it makes. So let's do both of these at the same time. We might as well. Let's see what the fastest method here looks like. And this is a nice little mass make because, you know, I can just sit here and make a bunch of these, and that's going to use up this card deck that I don't otherwise have much use for. If I, you know, only used one side, I would use it only as like pockets in a journal. But now it's a little more interesting and fun. And it's a good way to work in a theme. So like I said, this tea card kit is it's big and it's lovely. So definitely check it out. It is linked below. So with this one, we'll do this one first. And I'll just trim around it here. This would also be cute to put like a little hidden message inside your door. Okay, so then we'll open our door. Oh, no, I didn't cut it. 1 second, brain. Okay, let's get it back on the glass to cut it. Okay. You're just retracing your line. Because all you got to cut now is that back paper, right? So, there we go. There's our door. And then I will still need to back it again though, because, right, we have to cover the back here with the tea card in it. That is ever so slightly too little, so I need a different piece, which is fine because I have a ton of these scraps from a book that I just completed. So that works perfectly. So now we'll take the tea card and just glue it down. And then again, we'll just glue the sides of this. Here we go. And just center that there. Close our door. And then I'll give this one a little spray as well. Think with maybe, what do we have in here? We have her. So I'll do a little of this green. Oh, this one might be dry. I may need to add more alcohol to it. Yeah, let's go with the blue. Maybe the paint. See how the paint goes. Maybe some of this one too. Oops. I just sprayed my arm. Well then. Okay, so there's that, and we'll give it another little dry. This one's a little more wet because I sprayed it a couple times. And you know, you can come in and just blot some of it with paper if you end up getting too much. And you still get that nice effect as soon as you can dry it. And there's not so much wet there. Here we go. Got a little over here. Okay, and that one's all pretty and blue and sparkly. Kind of goes nicely with the backing paper. Okay, so now we have this one, and that door opens this way. And you know, you can go from both sides, however you prefer. I wanted to do one each direction, you know, because I guess maybe if you were putting it as a pocket somewhere or something, you might want it to go one way versus the other. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. But I like these. So now, what did we learn? We learned that if we back it already, we still have to back it again anyways in order to put the T card on the back, right? So it doesn't save giant amounts of time, but I think either way it doesn't really matter. It's still just kind of fun to go through the process. So then again, with this 7, it's going to act the same way as the others. Maybe we'll try, I'll do a king. Because I think my favorite are the special ones. So with the ones that have frames in the middle, you don't have to trace the whole card. I would just sort of trace the back just to create that little line, and then you'll know where to cut the frame to, because these frames line up perfectly with the size of these T cards. And I think, you know, this is going to print at the same, like if you're printing, I printed it at 100%, and most playing cards are a standard size. So these actually will fit pretty much as you're seeing them here for any deck of cards that's a standard size. It's not some kind of a novelty. Okay, so there we go. A little peely in there, pull that out. Then we'll do the gluing of the door, because I don't think that the backing really saves much time. What do I want to back this one with? Maybe because there's purple, I'll go purple. Got some purple scrapbook paper here, a little scrap. Just plunk it on there. I'll trim out the king here. There we go. Okay. Then we will glue down our T card. I need to get a new glue book. This one is running out. Gone through a whole glue book. That's a little celebration I do whenever I go through a whole glue book. This paper's still a little bit damp, so I won't use that. I'll grab a different scrap here. This time I'll use some coffee dyed paper to back it with. So just glue that down on here. And then we will glue our card. Use a less sticky piece of paper. Here we go. Right there. Wait a second. I'm doing this backwards. I'm awake. Okay, now we just got to glue the frame, right? Because we're not gluing the front of the card. Silly me. It's funny how your brain like kind of trains you to do things a certain way because you're so used to it. I think typically I'm covering this side of the card because I've got some pretty like vintage backing that I want to be showing, so I get so used to just gluing on that side. But not this time. We want to keep the king. Okay, so then I'll give this one a little spray with this purpley pink. And maybe a little of the blue, just to kind of make it even more purpley. Then I will give it a dry. These marker inks like to move around a lot, but they don't take that long to dry. Like they take a minute, but not too long. So I'll just show you in real time how long they take. There we go, it's dry. Then another thing you can do, so we'll go ahead and cut this one out. And you know, if you wanted to make this more interesting, you could also add like little collage bits to the front. You could add a little tab or something on the door to be like a little pull. This one I'm going to go ahead and go around it with some purple ink, just to bring out that purpley theme of that tea card that's in there. So you open up your door and there's those gorgeous flowers. Yeah. And these ones, that's right side up, but really it could go either way. That's the other thing, you know, when I think about it, you could do, because, you know, you think about a card, it's upside right both ways. You know, you could do something like, I'm trying to think what would be kind of an optical illusion, fun kind of image to go inside a door like this. Like maybe if you had little optical illusion type images that would look, you know, like an onomatopoeia, or not an onomatopoeia, but what's the word? When something is the same one way as the other. There's a word for that. And I think that there's a film named after it, and it is one of those words where if you flip it, it's the same. I can't remember right now. I'll probably remember after this video and then be like, that was the word. But anyways, these are my little card doors. I think they're so fun. So yeah, it's a good way also to work in like a common supply that you have like this into, you know, a project. So if you were doing a journal that was, say, about, you know, daffodils or, you know, bunnies or whatever, you could put it, whatever your theme is, inside your card. And then you're taking like a common junk journal supply and you're making it in your theme, right? So like it's another way to add that continuity into your journal and use up the supplies that we all thrift. So I think I will probably just take a little time, make a few more of these, and then maybe I'll show you a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I've made a few more of these, but life beckons and I have to run off. But look how cute these are. So did you see this one? You saw this one. Okay. This one you didn't see. So I grunged this one up and I added a little rub on, and inside we have more botanicals. That one you saw. So I did this one. I added some grunge and some blue, and I added her inside and the butterflies here on the window. That one you saw. And then this one, I took a tag and I added this on here and put some botanicals inside and made the door cute. And then also it's still a pocket, so you can stick something inside there. So I think these tea cards just kind of level up these playing cards. So it's a cards meets cards kind of project, and I think you should give it a try and let me know. So definitely check out these fun little tea cards. They are so cute, and there's so many things that you can do with them. Hidden paper clips, you know, they're great for collage, all sorts of things. They're just like the perfect little thing. They're kind of that same, you know, size and usage as labels. You could snip the corners off and you could use them as labels. I just really love them. I think they're such a useful little thing, and there's a ton of them in this kit. I will link the kit below. So that's my project for today. Thank you to the Junk Journal Studio for providing these sweet little tea cards, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye for now.